Hello and welcome to News Tonight. I'm Rhoda Ngonzi, on sign language, Mugalu Mohammed. Let's take a look at our top stories for the night. "76% youthful population, an opportunity for government to foster economic growth." 10 arrested for selling illegal fuel, over 15,000 litres impounded. On the international scene, Iranian boats intercept British tanker. And in sports, Uganda drivers promise thrills at Pearl Rally. Hello once again. President Yoweri Museveni has launched the Jinja Data Center branch, an annex of the National Information Technology Authority NITA Uganda Data Center base in Kampala City. Now, during the inauguration ceremony in Jinja, President Museveni congratulated NITA for acquiring a centralized system that coordinates the entire mechanism.
After launching
cut the ribbon to symbolically initiate the opening of Uganda's first Tier 3 data center.
After launching NITA Uganda Data Center in Jinja, President Museveni was conducted on a guided inspection tour of the facility by the Director, Major General Apollo Gowa, who is also Commissioner, Citizen and Passport Control. Others to guide the president was NITA Uganda Executive Director James Saka and Director E-Government Services Peter Kahiji. Speaking to the staff of NITA Uganda at the inauguration ceremony in Jinja Municipality today, President Museveni congratulated them over acquiring a modern facility that he referred to as a centralized system that coordinates the entire mechanism.
I want to congratulate you on trying to get a centralized brain. Because if your brain is fragmented, then you are in some sort of trouble. So it seems now there is some attempt to put the brain parts together so that the brain is one.
The president also commissioned the reconstructed roads in Jinja Municipality that cover a total distance of 3 kilometers. The project cost the government of Uganda about 12 billion shillings. He told the gathering at the ceremony at the municipality's main street that NRM's methods of work is prioritizing development projects.
Kati enkola ya NRM bulijjo nkibagamba kamukamuko eki ekibatakola mmwe mwagala kugumugu community ebintu byagala kukwata mpolampola. Twasooka ne tukola enguudo ez'omu byalo olw'Ekamuli, olw'Ekairo, olugenda Kenya, tukoze olw'Emusita n'Amayingo n'enguudo endala ez'omu byalo bya Uganda. Kubanga ebibuga biyimirizibwawo ebyalo.
She urged the people in Jinja district to utilize profitably the roads in place to engage in production ventures.
Obulimi okukola ssente, okukola obutono, okuweereza mu babodaboda oba okukola okukula. Tulina okubeera otono ekyokola n'obw'amadimusa.
Parliamentary Speaker, the Right Honourable Rebecca Litwala Kadaga, said that Eastern Region's district of Greater Soroti, Mbale and Jinja have benefited immensely in roads infrastructure. Jinja Municipal Mayor Batambuze Majido expressed the residents' gratitude to government for the reconstructed roads in Jinja.
Ina network ya kilomita 2 luno tulukoze tulikisa wotu yambeko nengude ndindi dona dikolebwe.
I'm Dennis Blair Kalanzi.
President Museveni has welcomed the establishment of a second national data center, equating it to the human nervous system that controls the entire body structure. It was launching the center in Jinja, Eastern Uganda. We apologize for that. President Yoweri Museveni has charged the people of Busoga sub-region to shift from subsistence to commercial and calculative agriculture. While addressing a rally in Nawaikoke Town Council in Kaliro District, President Museveni advised the people who live near the swamps to engage in fish farming as opposed to growing crops in them.
While addressing a rally in Nawaikoke Town Council in Kaliro District, President Museveni re-echoed to the people of Busoga sub-region the need to shift from subsistence to commercial and calculative agriculture so as to increase household income and improve their well-being.
You, the people in the village, I want you to get out of working for ekida kyonka. Because working for ekida kyonka means you are still in the old way of life.
The president advised the people who live near the swamps to engage in fish farming as opposed to growing crops in them. He further encouraged them to embrace the 4-acre mode of production.
I want step 1. To go from Okore Ekida Kyonka, you work for Ekida and money.
He He cautioned the Wananchi to desist from land fragmentation and advised them to make family companies with shares from which they would get profits and still be able to keep the property intact. As an appreciation to the people of Naiwakoke village for voting massively for the NRM, the president promised to build them a vocational institute and provide an ambulance. He also revealed that government would soon extend electricity to the area. I'm Dennis Blair Kalanzi in Ipswich.
Now, taking you back a bit, President Museveni has welcomed the establishment of a second national data center, equating it to the human nervous system that controls the entire body structure. He was launching the center in Jinja, eastern part of Uganda.
Inside this building, government ministries, departments and agencies display electronic government services. The Ministry of Education is exhibiting the e-service teacher registration. The Assistant Commissioner Communication and Information in the Ministry of Education, Patrick Muinda, takes us through the whole registration process.
So this system will enable a teacher register from wherever they are. They can be at home, they can be at their dining table. As long as a teacher has qualified, they can pick up their phone, their tablet or computer, or go to an internet cafe and register from there. So as long as they have their documents ready, we shall process the application and they'll get their certificate of registration, as long as their qualifications are verified as true and correct.
Such data will be stored at this new data center, the second of its kind in Uganda.
Now, for those who are authorized to access this information, they can't easily abuse it either, because if they did, they would be found out. There are trails of this data access. Whoever accesses it based on a username and password which is given to a particular authorized user. So if someone's logging into teacher information to sell their information for personal gain or whatever they are doing, using the information with or for, there are trails that are going to report that individual.
The center establishment follows a directive that Parliament gave to National Information Technology Authority of Uganda, NITAU, in 2012. 57 government ministries, departments and agencies are connected to the system.
The last 9 months we were working hard to make sure that we complete this. Basically why we're doing this is so that we create infrastructure that MDAs can use and remove duplication of creation of small data centers across government, to save money on investment and to save money on maintenance.
This service will reduce the cost of doing business among government entities.
When every agency builds a data center, that's a cost. Now you multiply it by 300 agencies, the cost goes through the roof. Every agency would need about 15 billion over 3-4 years to build one. So by centralizing that, you're trying to save the taxpayer cost.
Every government department has been trying to have its own data systems, its own data bank and data store. But we took a decision as a government to centralize data storage. So this is going to be a national data bank, a data center, where all the records, all the data of government agencies are stored here.
President Yoweri Museveni agrees with other officials on the new establishment, equating it to the human body system.
I think I saw it had some eyes in the form of cameras, and it has got some skin sensors, because I saw it reacting to some provocation. I don't know about tasting, whether it has a tongue to taste. That one I don't know, but at least seeing and feeling. So I thank you and I congratulate you and I wish you good luck.
The new data center in Jinja is the second to be created, with the first one being in Kampala, all estimated to have cost $13 million. Another centre is planned for within a radius of 100 kilometres from Kampala city, with NITA-U expected to connect other government entities. Henry Okurut, UBC.
Thank you. Lady and Minister for Education and Sports, Janet Museveni, has urged teacher leaders to adopt a mindset shift in their style of managing institutions of learning. She noted that a teacher leader must nurture good instructors, provide quality professional development, evaluate teachers, and serve as the school's instructional leader. The First Lady was speaking at a Teachers Empowerment Seminar, Inspire Conference, organized by Leadership Matters, a management consulting firm specializing in leadership, innovation, and strategic consultation. In a keynote address, the Managing Director of Leadership Matters, Professor Anand Pillai, told teachers that they must grasp the 4 pillars of excellence: intelligence, innate strength, and foundation.
I'm so happy this afternoon listening to our guest speaker, because I think he's bringing in this input that we needed, interaction with the children, so that we don't allow them to sit in class and sleep, and the teacher talks up to the end of the lesson and walks out, and really the children have achieved nothing in that morning or afternoon.
The job of the teacher is to bring out the best, because the variation of this principle, or the corollary of the principle of maximum effort, is people perform better under pressure. I was very pleased when I heard that you're recognizing this mechanical intelligence even though there is no formal degree. Give yourselves a good hand. You have moved up the value chain. Because if a particular person can assemble a Mercedes-Benz engine without a formal degree in mechanical engineering, that person has got mechanical intelligence. Praise God for the teachers in Uganda who have recognized this as a skill.
Thank you.
Well, Uganda has today joined the world to commemorate World Population Day. This year, the day focuses on youth. It is commemorated on the theme, Renewing the Promise, Empowering Uganda's Youth to Drive Socio-Economic Transformation. Benediga filed the story from Ajamani.
This year's celebrations to mark World Population Day was commemorated in Ajman district on the theme Renewing the Promise, Empowering Uganda's Youth to Drive Socio-Economic Transformation. The day focuses on empowering youth as an engine of Uganda's realization of the Vision 2040 of becoming an upper middle income country. The Vice President, Edward Kiwanuka Sekandi, represented President Museveni.
In a speech read for him by the Vice President Edward Kiwanuka Sekandi, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni says that if Uganda's population had grown at a slower rate, Uganda would have been in the middle income status. However, he does not regret, because government has already put in place measures to cater for the 70% youthful population.
Our government will continue to focus on building a strong foundation for infrastructure, as well as focusing on the 4 sectors of agriculture, industries, services, and ICT to provide an enabling environment for creation of more jobs, lower the cost of doing business, cheaper transport. We are going to build industrial parks to attract investors who will create more jobs, so that young, healthy, skilled Ugandans become the engine of growth of our economy.
Currently, statistics show that Uganda's youthful population is 76% out of the 40 million. It is an opportunity for government to use their energy to foster economic growth.
78% of Ugandans are below the age of 30. We shall continue to harness the potential of this young population, as well as providing young people with opportunities and means necessary for them to prosper.
Figures from the National Population Council indicate that Uganda has a population growth rate of 3.3% per annum, ranking third in the world.
The National Population Council will continue advocating on these issues, and this is well articulated in the newly revised population policy, which the Minister of Finance will table before Cabinet soon.
United Nations Population Fund representative Alains Benalla called on government to invest in young people, women and girls if the country is to realize the fruits of the International Conference on Population and Development Agenda.
We call upon the government of Uganda to continue to provide an integrated package of rights to women and girls, which includes the right to be educated about sexuality. And from our side, we commit to support the delivery of a package of rights.
Several people, including the first Deputy Prime Minister General Moses Ali, received customary land certificates provided by the Minister of Lands and Urban Development. Bernard Yiga, UBC TV, Ajuman District in West Nile.
Police in Tororo have arrested 10 suspects and impounded over 15,000 litres of petrol and diesel. The DPC Tororo, Rogers Chebene, led the operation that started at 4 a.m. Wednesday morning following complaints from petrol station owners.
As early as 4 a.m., Tororo police personnel had camped at Utro village in Osukuru sub-county, just 2 kilometers away from Tororo town, to check illegal fuel dealers. For years, fuel siphoning and sale had made lives of fuel station owners in the district difficult. Police mounted search and discovered 2 stores were full of jerrycans and drums containing 15,000 litres of petrol and diesel. Police arrested 10 people connected with the deal, impounded fuel, and took the culprits and exhibits to Tororo Central Police Station.
They buy from Kenyans and they sell to Ugandans.
We coordinate with them properly. We don't steal. Then we also sell to them. We also get what to survive with.
Illegal fuel sale is old occupation for people in this area, providing a source of livelihood to the community.
Some of us, we are not educated. This is where we benefit from. Let's say a half of the community, we all benefit from this fuel. This is where our children get education from.
Even Jesus said that forgive them when they have done something is wrong. So it is definitely they have to forgive them. Yes, it is biblically. And even the law is formalized by even knowing there is a God in this app here.
Tororo District Police Commander Rogers Chebene led the operation after fuel station owners complained losing business to illegal fuel dealers.
This fuel has been impounded from 2 stores. There is a store right opposite to the small gate of Tororo Cement Industries, and then this other upper store. And by estimation, I think it can be about 15,000 litres. But inside where it had been kept, it has been in drums and jerrycans, like you can see. Investigations are ongoing. Where the ones we have happen to give us clues of other associates, we shall be able to pick them.
Those arrested were later taken to Tororo Central Police Station to record statements and would be committed to court. Dorcas Kimono, UBC TV News.
And now from Nebi District, NRM candidate in the LC5 by-election is in the lead according to provisional results. He has so far won in 3 sub-counties as per the returning officer. But the NRM Tally Center claims their candidate has won 15 out of 16 sub-counties. However, official results will be declared by the Electoral Commission later on, I think about midnight. Our reporter brings us what happened earlier in the day.
Performance of pupils in primary 3 and 6 in literacy in English and numeracy has
Apologize for that. State Minister for Primary Education Rosemary Seninde says there is a challenge of inability of learners to learn how to read fluently. She was releasing findings from the 2018 National Assessment of Progress in Education Pupil-Teacher Report.
Improved following the implementation of the early grade reading program and policy of entry in primary teacher training colleges. These were interventions after the 2016 NAPE assessment, which indicated that teachers could not read. The 2018 National Assessment of Progress in Education Pupil-Teacher Report indicates that teachers exhibited higher levels of understanding of concepts and relevant skills, except writing a composition with adequate content.
So we are going to make sure that we also sit down, see what should be done when we retool our teachers. And even the teachers in the PTCs, we want to bring the tutors on board to observe what has been assessed and what has been seen, so that they must not overlook that. They must emphasize the teaching of those things that we have seen as a gap in our teachers.
This assessment was carried out in 1,558 schools from 122 districts to investigate achievements of learners and competencies of teachers in literacy in English and numeracy.
Are more concentrating on what is it that the children actually demonstrate. What is it that they know? That behavior change. You have given, the teachers have given them skills of knowledge of, as I have said, adjectives, what, and all that. But the important thing is, what do you do with the adjectives, the past tense, the present tense, and so on? The end result, which we call the construct, is for the child to demonstrate that in, for example, letter writing.
Although in the assessment, half of the learners exhibited high level of understanding of concepts and use of relevant skills, the report recommends that they be exposed to creative writing.
Professional development for the teachers, where the teachers are weak, we are saying the government should find a way of holding seminars for them, training and special workshops, so that those areas are ironed out. We are also seeing that it looks like debating in schools is not being emphasized. So we are saying teachers should actually do that. And usually we have debates in school, but the teachers are not there to supervise.
Meanwhile, although Uganda Teacher School Education Program is coming to an end, government has invested 2 billion shillings in early grade reading program. I'm Nafka Farida, reporting in Kampala.
The NRM candidate in the LC5 by-election Nebi district is in the lead according to provisional results. He has so far won in 3 sub-counties as per the returning officer. But the NRM Tally Center claims their candidate has won 15 out of 16 sub-counties. However, official results will be declared by the Electoral Commissions at around midnight. Our reporter, however, brings us what happened earlier in the day.
Most polling stations in Nebi district opened as early as 7 a.m. but were barely empty as voters took their time to turn up for voting. A total of 121,856 voters are expected to cast their votes in 223 polling stations, but by midday, more than half of the registered voters had not yet voted.
So far, 161 have already casted out their votes, and we are left with something like 365.
So far, we reported here actually by 6:30. I was here, and the material also came on time. And we have been waiting for at least 5 voters to turn up so that we can open, but they came a bit late. We opened at around 8:15.
However, the voting process remained smooth and peaceful, with no major cases of violence and ballot stuffing.
There hasn't been any incident to talk of in this by-election. It has been calm throughout and peaceful, so it has ended well. Counting is going on very well, and we are sure that before the end of today we shall announce and declare the winners in this by-election. You know, we had the by-election for LOC 5, but also filling other lower local government council vacancies. So tonight you will get to know everything. We are very grateful as Electoral Commission to the people of Nebi for heeding our call to keep it calm and peaceful.
3 candidates are in the race: Onyai Vicky, Emmanuel of FDC, Otoba George, Independent, and Orombe Emmanuel of NRM, who voted at midday in Goli Mixed Primary School.
Just generally speaking, here in Goli, people are so excited, especially my youths. They're so excited, my fellow youth and women in particular, even though we have some challenges with those ones in the middle, but it's not here in my village. Everyone, actually by 6, people were already excited and blowing trumpet, and by around 10 a.m., most of the people, as you can see, they have already voted and they're waiting for the result or to come back here during the time for counting of the results.
For UBC Tonight, I am Philip Aguta in Nebi.
And of course, the tallying is continuing with the NRM candidate in the LC5 by-election in the lead according to provisional results. Of course, the Electoral Commission will be declaring the official winner. The Uganda Human Rights Commission Secretary Patrick Nyakana has appeared in the Anti-Corruption Court at Kololo in Kampala to take plea for allegedly mismanaging his institution's funds. Nyakana, together with other 4 Uganda Human Rights Commission officials, Asimwe Wilfred Maganga, Acting Director, Regional Service, Rebecca Nasuna, Principal Human Rights Officer, Mabiho Patrick and Wamala Tadeo were charged with abuse of office and under Section 11 of the Anti-Corruption Act 2009. They appeared before Chief Magistrate Lamunu Pamela Nochaya. Nyakana was granted cash bail of 5 million shillings after producing substantive sureties, with each surety granted non-cash bail of 20 million shillings. Prosecution presented by State Attorney Marion Asio alleges that between 27th and 30th November, the accused officials made payment of 25 million shillings to their personal accounts. The 4 suspects denied the charges. The case will be brought to court again for mention on 19th August. Meanwhile, South Korea has organized the 2019 IYF World Culture Camp, the largest cultural camp for undergrads worldwide. It kicked off in the southern port city, Busan, to offer character education and exposure to Korean culture. We will continue. Luwero Deputy RDC Miriam Kagaiga Mugisha has assured Muslims of security at the enthronement ceremony of East Buganda Muslim Regional Qadi Sheikh Mustafa Hamis Lule. This was during the last preparatory meeting at Kasana Luwero main masjid in Kasana town.
Sheikh Mustafa Hamis Lule is due tomorrow Friday to enable Greater Luwero manage its affairs. Preparatory meetings have finalized and allocated responsibilities.
We are well prepared. The DC's office is well prepared. Police, UPDF, we are all we are all prepared and we are waiting for that day.
East Buganda Muslim Regional Council has 10 districts, including Nakaseke, Wakiso, Nakasongola and Luero. Over 10,000 guests have been invited. The Secretary Regional Enthronement Committee, Chidu Kayanga Juma, says 7 committees, including security, venue management and kitchen committee, have been created.
I invite all Muslims and the Muslims to come and join us.
The enthronement ceremony is the starting point for better service delivery for East Buganda Muslim Regional Area.
When we received that money, I received that money. I called my executive, and we start to see what we are going to do. What we did is to make a repair of our office.
I've availed a public address system to sensitize the people of Luero to come in big numbers.
I am also happy to contribute with my community in Uganda and in Luero, because where I sleep and I do my business here. So I thank to the Qadri that they invited me to this place and they allow me to contribute money to them.
Luero District Qadhi Sheikh Ramadan Mlindwa appeals to all Muslims to continue donation.
We have met half of our budget. We have collected so far 45 million almost, and we are in high gear preparing the venue. We wish to call upon all Ugandans, wherever they are, to embrace this function, to join us as we celebrate, as we enthrone His Eminency, the Regional Qadhi of East Buganda Muslim Region.
President Yoweri Museveni is the expected chief guest, while the enthronement ceremonies will be conducted by His Eminence, the Mufti of Uganda, Sheikh Shaban Ramadan Muwajje. Regional Qadhis are a new structure of the Uganda Muslim Supreme Council leadership hierarchy, which split Uganda into 9 Muslim regional councils headed by regional Qadhis. Mutoni Hilda, UBC.
We will now take a quick break. When we return, Patricia Lukoma will take on the business desk. You are watching News Tonight.
Loti y'omwaka nga bulijjo yinegguse ye loti y'omwana waffe asinga okuyimba gospel mu Lunyankole era nga ye Mbabazi Chamkongwire kulune bango tuli wanise anti tuli bakubeera ku Serena Hotel e Kampala ng'ennaku z'omwezi 14 omwezi ogwa Julayi 2019 emiryango gya kugula okusaamwendeza akawungeezi okuyingira emitwalo 5 VIP emitwalo 10 ate emmeeza ya miliyoni emu yokka. Jangu tuwagira omwana waffe awerekeddwako Musibeta Florence, Mary Asimwe, Father Musala, Twina Habat, Beyingana, Doi Tendo, Bettina Maganda, Joseph Segawa, biwagiddwa Pepsi, Travel, UBC TV, Star TV, Star FM, Kenam Construction Services, Horeb Company, Kampala Serena Hotel, SMS1, no radio, mujje tuwagira omwana waffe ffenna tubeeyo.
Every dream has a challenging journey. Ours began in 1998 with a mission to drive the development of a robust communications sector in Uganda. We created structures to champion the dream. We've evolved, made discoveries, supported great minds, empowered Ugandans, and fostered a vibrant culture, enabling communication for all. Down the years, we've created memories and networks, uniting generations and building great partnerships. Together, we can go even further. UCC, celebrating 20 years of achievements.
Have you completed Senior 4 or Senior 6 and you want to do a 2-year certificate or a diploma course? Makerere Institute for Social Development, an affiliate to Makerere Business School, offers programs in accounting and finance, business administration, procurement and supplies management, social work and social administration, information technology, counseling and guidance, human resource, project planning and management, journalism, secretarial studies, and many others. We are located on Sir Apollo Kegwa Road, next to Oilcom Petrol Station, with a UBTEP Center number.
Welcome back. It's time for business. My name is Patricia Lokoma, and Mogalo Mohammed is still with me there on sign language. As we start off with the trade facilitation, the Danish government is investing about $9 million equivalent to 33 billion Ugandan shillings towards cross-border trade facilitation initiatives. The Uganda Program for Sustainable and Inclusive Development Projects will be fast to benefit from the additional resources from the Danish government, as we hear in this report.
Government of Denmark is supporting the government of Uganda through Trademark East Africa to a tune of $9 million over a 4-year period from 2019 to 2022. The head of the Danish embassy, Maj-Britt Holm Jacobsen, signed the Development Engagement Memorandum of Understanding on behalf of the Danish government.
So we've been a long-time partner of Trademark as Danida and worked with them for the last almost 10 years, and we've been very impressed with the results that they have delivered so far. It's become easier now to trade across borders, both for big companies but also for smaller companies, and because of those results we would like to continue working. There's still a number of barriers to trade in East Africa, and more work needs to be done, and we want to support them so they can continue their good work.
Timea, the implementer of the project, was represented by Moses Sabiti, the Timea country director, and Allen Asimwe, the chief technical officer.
As I told you, would want to see as trademark flourishing trade and reduce poverty. Now, there are many building steps that lead to that, which is a conducive macro environment and stability in this region.
This engagement will support increased trade through removal of trade barriers, improvement of trading standards, and improved trade regulatory environment. Dennis Igoa for UBC News.
And in the area of research, government must invest in value addition so as to increase on economic earnings of the country. A senior principal research officer at NARO, Dr. Bua Anton, inspired Mbale district councillors who were visiting the National Crops Resource Research Institute, NACRI, to learn about diseases affecting cassava.
Councillors from Mbale district, supported by Science Foundation for Livelihoods and Development, have visited the Cassava Center of Excellency at National Crops Resources Research Institute, NACRI. They wanted to learn about cassava production, diseases affecting the crop, and its potential in improving household incomes. The production of cassava is being affected by diseases like cassava mosaic and brown streak, which can cause 90% yield loss. National Crops Resources Research Institute, NACRI, has worked on some cassava varieties tolerant to the disease.
I've now reached a point where I have products which are ready in maize that can control stem borers, fall and worm, but also is tolerant to drought. We have cassava that is resistant to viruses that are problematic now. We have work on the banana, which is improving the nutritional content of banana for vitamin A. And also have very promising and compelling results coming from potato for late blight.
The councillors appreciated how cassava can improve food security and household incomes.
And then we are seeing it's coming commercial, that is widely embraced everywhere in the many countries today. In the near future, we know cassava is going to be a very important crop.
We have cassava strike disease. Then we have also cassava mosaic, which are affecting cassava production, especially in our district and our sub-county as farmers. So we are losing a lot of income and also food. So what we have learned here is that we have got varieties which are developed by scientists which are resistant to those two common diseases.
So that we produce cassava, and you know cassava now is cash. We've been told that cassava has 1,000 uses. So we should take on cassava growing very seriously.
Previously, cassava was known for food, but it is increasingly becoming an industrial crop. Senior Principal Research Officer at NARO, Dr. Bua Anton, urged the government to invest in value addition for all agricultural products.
Because currently in Uganda we are importing starch
from Kenya and India to enter into Kampala pharmaceutical industry. Yet we have the raw material in Uganda. So we are losing substantially because we sell less than $1 per kilogram of raw cassava. But you buy starch more than $20. Can you imagine what we are losing? More than $20 per kilogram of starch. So if we could process and get starch, that means we will not lose that money.
Mbale district councillors want a satellite cassava research institute to boost cassava production in Mount Elgon region. Adiana Kute, UBC.
Uganda Breweries Limited has unveiled a new managing director. Alvin Mbugua succeeds Mark Ochiti, who is moving to the role of managing director at Serengeti Breweries Limited in Tanzania.
In his tenure as Managing Director, Uganda Breweries Limited, Ochiti curbed illicit alcohol in the sector. The sachet alcohol has also been banned from Uganda's market, in addition to improving the working environment at UBL.
I would like to commend government for working with us over the last 3 years to tackle this problem. It is not yet completely solved, but one of the biggest moves that they have done in this direction is the ban of sachet alcohol. Today, you cannot find alcohol being retailed in the sachet format. And I think that is one of the biggest, boldest steps that they have taken.
During Mark's tenure, UBL has realized great milestones, including resounding business growth, capacity expansion, impactful community projects in education, sanitation, health, and of course, a spirited, empowered staff that we have at UBL.
Alvin Mbugua, who succeeds Ochiti as Managing Director, commits to propel the success of the brands both locally and internationally.
For me and for all present today, I know it looks like a change of guard, but in a very big way, it's really a continuity of the building blocks that we've been working on for the last 3 to 5 years. And maybe Mark and Chairman, I'd like to really assure you, it's a continuity of the great work that has already been done by the previous leaders who have gone before.
Ochiti joins the second largest beer company in Tanzania, Serengeti Breweries Limited, as Managing Director after he was credited for improved performance at UBL. Charlotte Amuge and Dennis Igowa for UBC News.
And of course, as the country mourns a true asset in the manufacturing sector, none other than the Ugandan Amirale Kamale, who passed away yesterday. We as UBC, the national broadcaster, we managed to engage with Mubaraka Nkutu, one of the directors, membership services, Uganda Manufacturers Association, to try and understand the contribution of Amirale Kamale, especially what he meant for the manufacturing sector. And here is what he had to say.
From my perspective, Mukwano has really left a very big legacy in this country. He has really contributed quite a lot as far as growth of the economy of this country is concerned. Mukwano has not only been in the manufacturing sector, but has also gone down to the farmers. For example, when you talk of manufacturing, he has been in the edible oil sector, where the Mukwano oil is really on the market all over the country, all over the region, the East African region. Mukwano soap is very well known, right to the lowest person in the village. Mukwano has also a cosmetic industry. Mukwano has a tea industry in Fort Portal. That is what they call the Rwenzori commodities. And also Mukwano in northern Uganda, Lira particularly, there is what is called as AK Oils and fats industry. You can see that he has been an all-round person, because there is also what they call AK Transporters as one of his businesses, which has really helped on transporting especially business items. You'll find that he has really contributed quite a lot as far as the economy and growth of this economy in this country is concerned.
Very true. The economy and specifically the manufacturing sector has truly lost an asset there. It's time for us to look at what's happening on the financial markets. And as usual, we start off with what's happening on the money markets, the Forex, where the shilling right now is faring by 3,695.33. 3,695.33. That is buying and selling respectively against the dominant currency, which is the dollar. It is still faring quite minimal in the areas of other currencies like the GBP, that is the pound, the euro, the Kenyan shilling and Tanzanian shilling. Now, quickly, if I take you through what's happening on the stock market, we saw a couple of price movements on three particular counters, and that is none other than Uganda Clays Limited, Bank of Baroda Uganda, Stanbic Bank Uganda. There was a slight price movement on these particular counters, and that's where we noticed activity for the day. Turnover turned to 62.29 million Ugandan shillings. That's all we had for you on our business desk.
Ghana Securities Exchange recorded a 300.
The long line hassle. With OneXBet, the power of placing the perfect bet is at your fingertips. Bet anytime from anywhere. Best of all, payment is instant. Place your bet on whatever you choose. Virtual games, bet games, sports, and even live betting. Winning has never been this simple. Bet with OneXBet. Advanced gaming is regulated by the Lotteries and Gaming Regulatory Board. Betting is addictive and can be psychologically harmful, and it's only eligible to persons above 18 years of age.
Welcome back. You're still watching News Tonight. On the international scene, boats believed to belong to Iran's Islamic Revolution Guard Corps approached British heritage and tried to bring it to a halt as it was moving out of the Gulf. Guns on HMS Montrose were trained on the Iranian boats as they were ordered to back off. The boats heeded the warning and so no shots were fired. British Heritage, which is registered at the port of Douglas in the Isle of Man, was near the island of Abu Musa when it was approached and harassed by the Iranian boats. Although the island is in disputed territorial waters, HMS Montrose remained in international waters throughout. UK government spokesperson said, contrary to international law, 3 Iranian vessels attempted to impede the passage of a commercial vessel, British Heritage, through the Strait of Hormuz. On Wednesday, Iranian President Hassan Rouhani mocked the UK, calling it scared and hopeless for using Royal Navy warships to shadow another British tanker in the Gulf.
Brought to you by Bet with OneXBet.
And now in sports, the 2019 Shell V-Power Pearl of Africa Rally has been launched. Excitement surrounding this rally is born out of the Africa Rally Championship event and attracts a cast of international drivers.
It's confirmed that the 2019 National V-Power Pearl of Africa Rally will be contested over 2 days, starting Friday 2nd August with a 4.2-kilometer super special stage at Busika. Day 2 will be in the sugarcane plantations of Kayunga district, with a 29.1-kilometer Adel section as the longest, with the Luasa section at 24.8, Shekta Meta is 22.3, while Chitwe is 19.5. All these 4 sections will be repeated twice to complete the 200-kilometer competitive sections of this 4th event on the national rally calendar. At the championship, that also registers points for the Africa Rally Championship, 4 local drivers are Ronald Sebuguzi, Omar Kachama, Omar Mayanja and Arthur Blick will have no excuse but deliver. This after a cash boost from Shell Uganda, with Sebuguzi and Arthur Blick getting 65 million shillings each, Omar Mayanja 40, Omar Kachama 5 million, and the Federation also boosted to the tune of 110 million shillings.
We did the last rally in Masaka in April, so we've had 3.5 months to prepare for Pearl of Africa Rally. So for the first time this year, I really feel that I'm really ready, and I feel that I have the best chance. I can really confidently say that I can start this rally with hopes of actually winning it.
A few local drivers, including Ponsignol Wakataka, have won this leg of the Africa Rally Championship, with the honor of winning the African Grail belonging to only one Ugandan, the late Charles Muhanji.
What we are doing now, extending sponsorship for me, it's a partnership with FMU. So whatever initiative FMU will take to grow talent in the motorsport activity will be supported by Shell. We are backing them, and we'll be extending sponsorship year on year to make sure that we prepare for the new generations, a team of good drivers who will make Uganda shine in the international competitions.
Because it scores on the Africa Rally Championship, it will attract foreign entries, including reigning African champion Manvir Barian from Kenya. John Barnes, Sentamo, reporting.
Also, Uganda's reigning champions KCCA FC are set to battle Rwanda's Mukura FC in their final group game of the Sikafa Kagame Cup. KCCA FC had earlier on defeated Azam FC of Tanzania to progress to the next round. KCCA experienced striker Mike Mutiaba hopes his side will pull off maximum points. Uganda is represented by Uganda Cup winners Proline FC and league champions KCCA FC.
Very high. We are motivated by the management. We're always encouraged by the technical team. We're training very well. Good. We have tested the environment. The weather is good for us, and we hope to do better in the coming game. We have seen them playing. The team are going to play. We've seen them training, and we hope that we're a better side than them in the coming game. A different competition with a different motive. We don't need to score many goals to win the game. It is a game of points, whereby if we score just one goal and defend it well, we can go to the next step. So we don't have to say that we need many goals, because even if we score many goals in one game and we lose 5-4 or 4-3, it doesn't matter. All we need is a win. So we don't have to concentrate on that. As long as we are winning or we're scoring, even if it's one goal, it is enough for us for as long as we win the game.
And with that, let's quickly take a recap of the headlines. "46% youthful population, an opportunity of government to foster economic growth." 10 arrested for selling illegal fuel, over 15,000 litres impounded. On the international scene, Iranian boats intercept British tanker. And in sports, Ugandan drivers promised thrills at Pearl Rally. It's been great having your company. We must go now. Mugalu Mohammed on Sign Language. I am Rhoda Ngonzi. This was News Tonight.
Was brought to you by UCC, celebrating 20 years of achievements.